Now I've been in Shanghai more than 15 years already. Yes.
I came here 4 years ago. You know, even in 4 years, it changed so much. Did you see your card anywhere?
Oh.
The bright lights of Shanghai are perhaps the glitz and glamour of China. But those bright lights also reflect a thriving expat community from past and present. And living under those bright lights could be a story worth telling, perhaps. So I've come to Shanghai on a rainy spring day to meet some of the city's immigrants to find out what makes Shanghai special to them and what makes them special to Shanghai.
This is a theater. Right now it's the only magic theater in Shanghai. It's one of the only ones in China.
Okay.
And basically every weekend they do like close-up shows. So people are super close, they can touch the magician, you can see everything.
How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing magic for 15 years, but like professionally, you know, I came to China, said I'll just become a magician in China. And that was 4 years ago.
Wow.
And then it just happened.
Let's see what you can do.
We're gonna play a little game. Follow the two cards. Queen of diamonds, follow this one without looking. 1, 2, 3, turn it over. You can trust me.
Okay.
Switch yours for mine. This is the Queen of Hearts. 3. Where is the Queen of Diamonds? Would you say it's the top or the bottom? Think about it.
Oh, okay. I've been following it carefully, so that's got to be the Queen of Diamonds.
You want to bet some money?
I will bet money on the first.
Never play for money with a magician.
Oh crap! What the?
Do you see
Where is it?
Do you see the red queens in here somewhere?
Nah. Where are the cards?
You know, when I started, I put it away underneath the box.
It's there.
Go take a look.
Ball. Oh. Oh crap. Okay. Oh, okay, you got me.
There we go.
That was smooth.
Thank you very much.
I didn't even notice anything. Listen, I gotta admit, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Because when I first heard about you, for example, let's say, there's a magician in China, naturally I thought, how is he doing a magic? Because personally, I don't really believe in magic, but but if you're talking, nobody does. But then I think it's your job to convince people otherwise.
Honestly, it was like a dream of mine. I knew I wanted to be a magician, professional magician. I was like, okay, everybody goes to America to make it, but the market's oversaturated. So let me go to China, try it there. I don't see a lot of magicians there, foreign magicians, and it seemed to work.
Don't do it.
Elliot speaks 8 different languages, including Spanish, Italian, German, French, and Chinese. He credits his upbringing in Belgium for his international outlook. The 28-year-old says his move to Shanghai was compelling because the city reflected his personality.
So for like other people who haven't been to Shanghai, how would you describe the city to them? What would you say?
I mean, it's keeps on evolving. It's a super modern city. At the same time, you have all these old buildings. That's what makes Shanghai so unique. Super international city and super forward-thinking.
Without a doubt, Shanghai is an international city with the old and the new. And speaking of which, my next guest, Alec Haavik from New York, US, is bringing back the old times, reviving the jazz scene in the city.
Shanghai is a jazz city. We have the echoes of jazz that happened here in the 30s, the 1930s.
1930s,
even
wow.
the 1920s, 1930s, all the way up to the 1940s.
It was a thriving jazz city. The Peace Hotel, this was the home of one of many of Shanghai's amazing ballrooms where live jazz was performed, and there were jazz musicians came over from the U.S. at that time, and including Buck Clayton, who became famous later for playing with Count Basie Orchestra, and he brought a whole band from the U.S. and they were here.
What brought you to Shanghai in the first place?
Well, what brought me to Shanghai was a gig. I was hired, brought over from New York to play, and I was contracted for 3 months. And during that time, I really fell in love with the city and especially with the jazz scene here, the jazz environment.
Alec is now in his 15th year in Shanghai. Now he's considered as one of the founders of modern Chinese jazz scene. And as well as performing professionally, he is now pushing the city's up-and-coming jazz musicians to new heights.
I mean, I love teaching jazz. It's something that means so much to me. Really important to playing jazz is what I call jam culture.
So is this what you're trying to encourage in China? You know, you call it a jam session, is where people come together and play music together, but they might not necessarily know each other.
One of the many amazing things about jazz is it enables people who have never met each other to get together and make music together. And part of what makes jazz special is that there is a lot of individual freedom and individual choices of what to play and how to play it, but yet through magic, there is also unity. So there's unity in individuality. It's a making one of opposites.
Very special moment because we have a very special guest here in this place, one of the founders of Shanghai jazz scene, of Chinese jazz scene. This is, of course, I'm talking about the one and only Alec Haavik.
Just like a jam session where different people and different instruments come together to create one unique sound, Shanghai is very much the essence of that in everyday life.
Give it up for Alec Haavik.
And this is what makes Shanghai special. I'm in Shanghai. Stay tuned with China Matters.